What if I were to tell you that this November we will be seeing the Call of Duty game that the whole community wants? And that's another one on the moon! I'm the new 3 and a chain. White Iverson. Hey guys, just something I want to add in before the main chunk of this video starts. But first of all, sorry for the really late upload. I've been sick in bed basically all day. So I had no clue this was even going on until about 2 hours ago. So sorry about that, and also sorry for my voice obviously right now. And throughout this video it's quite monotone and just not necessarily all that exciting, just because I'm still pretty sick. So that's why the next couple of videos that come out on my channel throughout the upcoming weekend may not be the most exciting in terms of my expression, but guys, I'm just really sorry about that. I'm really sick. There's nothing I can do about it, but I do want to bring all this new news to you guys about Call of Duty and everything surrounding and everything that I need to make videos about as of now. Alright guys, so I'm not gonna ramble on anymore. Enjoy the rest of the video. Yo, what's up guys, Meet Brady here, and today I've got some crazy news regarding what the next Call of Duty game will be like, aka whether it's going to be boots on the ground or up in space. And also, if you guys could not tell, that pre-intro line, that was totally just jokes, but it definitely has a lot of relevance to what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. So today, Activision released their Q4 earnings call, which is basically just a thing talking about what did well and what didn't regarding their games that were released during 2016, and obviously Call of Duty was a huge part of that. Also, along in their earnings call, they released things that they have planned for future games. Something brought up that was very evident from the community was the style of game that Call of Duty was becoming, aka a space shooter with people just flying around everywhere and just wall running. It was brought up how that was not a great hit with a majority of the fans of the series. They talked about how Infinite Warfare totally underperformed compared to previous years because of how the space theme was not well received by the community, as previously mentioned. That specifically was touched upon multiple times in today's meeting, with how the community had responded quite negatively to the setting and advanced movement of the recent Call of Duty games. With all that being said about the success of Infinite Warfare was not as projected, and the feedback from the community for sure showed in their sales numbers. Although those sales were down, it was said that Infinite Warfare, Modern Warfare Remastered, and Black Ops 3 will all be fully supported with additional content throughout the next year. They then went on to say how Sledgehammer Games is going to be the studio to produce the next Call of Duty game, an installment in the franchise, along with saying that the 3-year cycle is going to be staying in place, which is not very big news to, I would say, 99% of the community, since that was pretty obvious that Sledgehammer was going to be making the next game, and that after that it would be Treyarch, then Infinity Ward, and then Sledgehammer, keeping that 3-year cycle in place. It was then confirmed that Call of Duty 2017 will be boots on the ground, according to this quote from Activision Blizzard's COO, who states, "In 2017, Activision will take Call of Duty back to its roots, and traditional combat will once again take center stage. This is what our dedicated community of Call of Duty players and Sledgehammer Games developing this year's title and are the most excited about." Now, with that all being said by someone at Activision, the state of the next game is now practically confirmed from many people's speculation, mine included, that the next game will be boots on the ground. What was also stated was with the next game there will be lots of innovation, yet the game will be returning similar to its previous counterparts, with having a traditional combat system, aka that boots on the ground Call of Duty game that we all know and love. And more news and confirmations will be coming very soon. Another thing that was mentioned was how the fans of Call of Duty should be looking forward to the next 3-year cycle of the game, which, if you think about it, is hopefully hinting at how the next games will be all boots on the ground and an old school Call of Duty feel. With all this stuff being confirmed, I am more than happy that we will now be seeing the type of game that we all want, instead of this game where it's not very strategic, yet it's based off who can jump higher or wall run better, instead of the game going back to its roots with a slower and more methodical playstyle. Hearing this news is awesome, because over the past few weeks I've decided to actually give Infinite Warfare another chance, but let me just say that very quickly came to an end when I joined into a game and the first guy that killed me was flying through the air. Although I think IW isn't an awful game or as bad as some say, I think it definitely is an unfinished game with a lot of room for improvement. But the game mode that removed the double jumping movement system was actually quite enjoyable, since it was a more traditional feel and version of IW, which is actually based off the new advanced movement system, which a lot of people were not very happy with, seeing that being brought into the 2016 Call of Duty game. Also, I think it's pretty funny to see the studio that was Sledgehammer Games that brought this advanced movement system into the franchise will now also be the studio that is hopefully going to be starting the trend to remove it from the series, with Treyarch and Infinity Ward hopefully following in their footsteps, much like they did innovating their games, actually bringing this advanced movement system into their games such as Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, but now removing it and getting that more old school Call of Duty feel that we all know and love. Also, one more thing that I hope does not come true is that the boots on the ground gameplay feature of actually having like the old school Call of Duty feel instead of this advanced movement system will only be unlockable through supply drops, since it seems like everything good is now only available through those things nowadays. With all of that Call of Duty news being said, I did just want to touch on other things that they said were going to happen throughout 2017 regarding their other titles. The thing that really got me excited was how a sequel to Destiny, which is a game that I loved and played so much but sadly lost interest in after about a year after I completed all of its main DLC that was released and all of the big things in the game. But I cannot wait to see another installment to that epic franchise be announced, since I think it would be so awesome to maybe bring some of that content to the channel. So guys, with all this awesome news being announced, I am so ready to see 2017 be the comeback year for Call of Duty, along with the next 3 years be awesome as well, since that was hinted at. I'm especially excited to see what Treyarch has in store, since their last few games have been nothing short of phenomenal. Let me know how you guys feel about all this with your opinions on it down in the comments below. Also, leave a like on the video, helps me out a lot. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. See you in another one. Peace out.